So the boys,
Afternoon.
welcome to the first official DRS podcast, hosted by Thomas Bolton, Thomas Daly and myself, Oliver Morgan. We are a couple of friends, aren't we? Chatting on a balcony, discussing the race. But yeah.
It's a great start, isn't it?
Great start.
Really good intro, mate. Well done.
May I add to the viewers at home? So we decided to do this just because we're big fans of F1. We've seen other channels doing it, and we wanted a piece of the action. And more than anything else, we just enjoy chatting about F1. So
We do. We'd be doing this anyway, so we thought we might as well.
Chat bollocks to each other, basically.
Chat
after
bollocks.
the race.
Put it out there, and if anyone's got an interest in what we have to say, then it's a bonus. So
I'm just gonna have to
Oh, technical issues.
technical issue there.
Oh, blimey. Did you see my chest there?
Yes, you definitely can.
I might be taken down by family friendly. But,
That's
Anyway,
not
I'll get the viewers in.
me and Tom watched the race, but
Tom
Daly's...
Daly hasn't.
Oh, Tom Bolton, yeah. So Bolton Daly. But Daly's just come off a flight.
I've just come from a flight. I've watched the race highlights.
Yeah, watched the qualies.
I've watched
the qualies. He's watched the highlights on the train.
So I know the finishing order, and that's pretty much it. So this is going to be educational for me as well.
There we are. So I'll start with Mr. Bolton then. What initial reaction to the race? To the race weekend, let's say.
To the race weekend, I think it's been a pretty good display of how effective the new regulations have been. You know, I thought there's been a lot of close racing all throughout the grid order. Obviously, Max peeled away very early doors, and it was his own race, really. I mean, Christian Horner said they were only really racing with the weather. That was their only challenge this
Of course he did.
this weekend.
Well, there was
and there wasn't even any weather to deal with.
Well,
Has he forgotten he's got two cars again?
I think so, because the other one wasn't on the podium. He forgot.
Yeah. Because the other one was actually racing other cars.
Yeah, and actually did a very good job. You know, what, sort of 12th to 4th.
I mean, go back to
But I think overall, it was good that they fixed the final chicane. It gave people the ability to follow all the way around the last two corners and then down the first straight. Because I think what we've had in the past few years is people not being able to get close enough in that final chicane, and then when it comes to the end of the straight, they've not been close enough to overtake. So it was nice to see some overtakes. Saw overtakes throughout the rest of the track as well. But yeah, the new regulations seem to be working well. It's just a shame that, you know, there's not much of a fight up at the front. So
it's painful. It's getting painful to watch, isn't it? Every week.
it is a bit.
Just sort of knowing what's. Well, Bolton was saying before that you're saying the Sky Sports viewing numbers have gone down.
Yeah.
Seriously?
As expected.
Certain ratings, according to Helmut Marko.
Wow.
He says that the Sky ratings have dropped.
Coming from him of all people.
I know, yeah.
The one responsible for it.
Well, to be fair, this is comparing to 2021, and that was just
Yeah.
an anomaly, really.
As far as the weekend as a whole, I did get to see qualifying, and I mean, qualifying was pretty
That
class.
was brilliant.
Oh, exceptional,
Yeah, I mean, like, how often do you get it where the two cars from the same teams are so mixed up? You had Perez, Verstappen, you had Leclerc and Sainz. Sainz now, by the way.
Perez and Verstappen.
Yeah.
Well, there was something that I saw. I don't know where I saw it, to be honest, but it was the top 8 people in qualies were all different drivers from the constructors' standings, from the top 8 constructors. Like they had a driver from each
Different constructor.
each different team.
In quali or race?
Qualies.
No way.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
And people were saying, like, because of the new regulations, it's just becoming a bit more fair. But
Yeah.
when you have Verstappen winning it by really a mile,
A country mile.
Yeah.
24 seconds, I think it was.
was that what it was?
Yeah.
So he's.
And he still had time to pit, didn't he? He was on. What, he was on his hards, wasn't it? His last pit, he went on to softs.
Yeah.
But I think he was using the hards for quite a while. But
Yeah, he seemed so. I mean, from Verstappen's perspective, he's had a perfect weekend. You know, he topped every practice session. He got pole, he won, and he got the fastest lap.
And he led every lap. Yeah. there's a name for that, isn't there?
There was a glimmer of hope for me, thinking when Norris, God love him.
God loves a try.
Oh boy.
Unbelievable. But when he went from Pete, obviously he clipped. Was it Hamilton?
I thought it was Gasly.
Might be, yeah, one of the two.
No,
it
it was
wouldn't have
Hamilton.
been
It was
Gasly, would
Hamilton,
it?
yeah. Because Hamilton had to break from the Ferrari.
Yeah.
That's one bit I did see.
Dropped down to P20, and then it was 2 fastest laps. I'm thinking there's hope. But then it
For
was
Norris?
Yeah, it was. But with 2 fastest laps.
Set 2 fastest laps in a row.
Back to back.
And we thought, oh, he might, because he's on an alternative strategy, he might be able
Yeah.
to. But no.
Well, what did you think of the McLaren overall as a package this weekend? I think it showed signs of
I
promise, didn't
thought
it?
the qualies were, for McLaren, were.
Yeah, because over
Exceptional.
one lap,
Yeah.
they were good.
Yeah.
Class, yeah.
But
So-
there was, I think the post-quali interviews, Norris was saying that they don't know why this car's working, because there were so many cars spinning out in the qualies. They said they don't know why it's working for McLaren, but they're going to have to focus in on what's working so well and just sort of build on that. But
Yeah.
then obviously, but that was just the look of the
It
draw.
was unlucky,
He
that,
couldn't
wasn't
have
it?
done anything really.
I think he'd have got, he probably would have been 8th
Yeah.
finished if he hadn't had that.
I'd say
angle.
based on their performance this weekend, I think we're going to be in for another big like McLaren Alpine fight at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
Alpine have had an exceptional race in Monaco, but I think McLaren are going to have a few exceptional
Do you think,
races this year as
they
well.
will?
I'd say so. Yeah, they're on the right trajectory, aren't they? And
Yeah.
that livery. Let's just mention that livery one last time.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is nice.
is
It's very
nice.
nice, yeah. And they've just, I just read on Twitter that obviously that's the last race that they're running now, but expect more towards the end of the season. So
Yeah, McLaren are big on their supposed one-off
What do you mean
liveries.
expect more liveries?
expect more one-off liveries.
Oh.
So
Have you seen what Williams are doing with their? You can vote for a livery, special livery.
really,
Have you seen this?
no.
So apparently fans have been saying for ages they want to do a Gulf livery, because obviously everyone loves a Gulf livery. So if you go onto the Williams website, they've designed 4 liveries and you can vote for which livery you want them to run. I'm not sure which race they're running it at.
No way.
I might have a look at that.
So have a look at that, yeah.
Have you seen them?
Yeah,
Are
I've
they good?
seen them. Pretty cool. I mean, a Gulf livery,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't beat Gulf livery, can you?
Certainly, I mean, the only one I've seen is the McLaren one from was it last year or the year
2021,
before?
Monaco, Lando on the podium.
What a day to do it.
What
I
a
mean,
day.
But yeah, they do look good from what we've seen. But
They look good, yeah. So Piastri as well, I think he's really showing his worth.
yeah,
Really
Definitely
showing his
rookie of the
worth.
season.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
it's not hard when you're competing against
Sargeant
the
and
likes of
De Vries.
Sargeant and De Vries, but
Yeah.
he's
No.
doing really well. He's holding his own.
But he's showing himself against Lando Norris, who is one of the best drivers on the grid, and he's actually holding his own.
Yeah.
Even Lando's come out and said he's challenging him a lot more than Danny Rick was.
yeah,
So, and
Nice.
that's saying something.
that is saying something.
Yeah, just because I love him so much, I think we can divert from Lando Norris talk just because of what happened. But
Yeah.
with a few more topics to start.
Sure.
on. There's the Mercedes, obviously 2-3.
Yeah,
Unreal.
Yeah,
very good
They
result
look-
from them.
with the new upgrades. That I must admit, I didn't think they were gonna have that much data from Monaco, but clearly.
No. I mean, what really gives me hope with that is the fact that obviously they did the zero pods for a season and a bit, and they were similar to where they are now, kind of getting the odd podium, but never really challenging for a win. They've got this new concept, and immediately
Yeah,
they've got a double podium. So and that's with limited understanding of the car. So
Yeah.
once they get real data,
yeah,
you never know.
I also, not to slate such a good performance from Mercedes, but I think with having Russell, Perez and Leclerc all starting below P10, I think if they were all, like the normal starting positions, would have we seen a different Mercedes? Or would it been, that's the thing, we don't know.
I'd say Perez probably would have been up there, but I mean, the Merc was quicker than the Ferrari this weekend.
Yeah.
It seems like it's kind of hard to gauge
Definitely,
Ferrari
yeah,
this
no.
weekend, isn't it?
I would agree that Merc was quicker than the Ferrari, yeah, certainly. And I think what would be, I don't think we saw the true pace of Mercedes at times, because Hamilton was never really fighting with anyone. And then we saw Perez catching Russell towards the end. and then Russell seemed to just give it a bit more, so it looked like he'd been conserving his tyres for a bit.
He was on the softs, wasn't he?
He was on the softs. I mean, he did 20 laps on the softs.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment. I don't know how well it came across in the highlights, but there was a moment where I think Perez, within a space of about 2 laps, he gained like a full 3 seconds on Russell. I think he was only 6 seconds behind or something like that. But Russell was really working these tyres. Then it ended up. I thought there's a chance he's going to catch. I think there was like 2 laps left. But
yeah, I think everyone thought he was going to catch it.
Teething problems.
Teething
problems.
Straight back from the tape. what were you saying?
Yeah, no, I think it's happened again. Yeah.
Oh no!
Ooh.
I tell you what, I might put it there.
Ooh.
That's better.
Well,
there you go.
look at this.
Oh, I might do that.
It's like a bloody nipple
I've got
cover.
a pocket as well. No.
Sorry, where were we?
Yeah, what were you saying?
Before I started caressing your chest hair.
Oh. Go on, sorry, Bolton.
I don't really know what I was
Mercedes,
saying.
Ferrari.
Yeah, no, I can't.
No, you talked
remember.
about it was Russell's tyres we were on.
Yeah. I don't know. I think.
Good point, mate.
I don't think the Red Bull would absolutely trounce the. Certainly between Perez and Hamilton, I don't think there'd be like a massive trouncing of. I think the gap is actually a lot closer than it was just only a few weeks ago. And,
Is this Merc Red Bull? Or
Merc Red Bull, yeah. I think we could see some interesting battles like later on in the season.
I agree, and you've got to put it that track probably maybe suited Merc a little bit more, but
Okay.
I think we're in.
Why would that be?
I just have no idea. Just trying to think of things to say. Just because they got a double podium and they haven't so far. So.
But we can't sort of divulge from that. We've got Mercedes,
Divert, you mean?
or whatever the fucking word is. You know what I mean? Mercedes have gone up to second in the constructors
Yes,
by
they have.
I think a few, fair few points now.
Is it?
Points, yeah.
Because of obviously Stroll's sort of blunder last weekend.
Yeah.
And Alonso finishing, was he 9th? I can't remember. This race he finished. Oh, I don't know what it was.
It was
7th and 8th.
Oh, was it
6th and
7th and 8th? It was one of them.
But Ferrari, I was going to say, with Ferrari have dropped down. I mean, they're still in 4th, but they've not had a good race weekend this weekend. Have they?
Not
They've
had a
not
good weekend.
really had a good weekend for a while now.
Yeah.
Certainly when you consider what you want from Ferrari, I mean, you'd expect Ferrari to be at least the second best.
I mean, literally,
team.
look at this time last year. They were. We thought there was a championship battle between them and Red Bull.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to be honest, there was even a possibility there was no championship battle because
Leclerc
they were doing so well.
Literally, yeah. But this brings me on to kind of an interesting point. So, what are we, 6 races into the season? Sainz is now a full race wins worth of points ahead of Leclerc.
Really?
Yeah. He's built up a pretty big gap. And, don't get me wrong, Leclerc is incredible. But he needs to start actually getting some results.
Consistent.
Consistency. You can't keep putting it down to bad luck. And Verstappen, you can't say he gets lucky every time. He creates his own luck.
Yeah.
So
certainly.
agree.
I know what you mean. For Leclerc to be world champion, which is kind of what everyone is expecting.
At some point,
someone of his talent.
in the Verstappen era, do you think Leclerc's going to even touch him? To be honest, I mean they're both similar age, if not. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a drastic age difference.
Not like a year in it.
But unless, God forbid that Verstappen gets seriously injured somehow, or some freak accident, I don't see Leclerc beating him.
Or if the car, if the margin difference between the cars.
Oh, do you mean with the cost cap coming?
Only if that closes up, that's the only way that there'll ever be a fight.
Yeah.
But like you say, actual winning the championship.
Let's go for the same for you, shall we?
You need to stop touching people up. Podcast, you're setting a bad impression.
What type of podcast is this?
When it comes to actually winning a championship, Leclerc just doesn't seem to have the consistency to win a championship.
No, he doesn't.
But he's not settled in that car, it seems. Or he's certainly not as settled as Verstappen is.
Well, there was it was funny actually in Monaco. I think Martin Brundle did an interview with Leclerc, and he said to him, I think over one lap, I think Leclerc's the fastest driver. He said that to him, but I was just like, what's he on about?
In quali.
Yeah, but he's not even showed it this season. Maybe last season.
Oh mate, he has showed it this season.
But he's just not.
Was it in Baku? You guys were there. He stuck it on pole for the sprint and for the Grand Prix. Bearing in mind that Red Bull was quick that weekend.
Yeah.
He occasionally in qualifying he really does pull out some stonkers.
I think his ratio of poles to wins shows how good he is over one lap.
Yeah, but I mean that's more down to the Ferrari car than it is Leclerc himself, isn't it? I think if he's quick, but over 60, 70 laps, the car's has not got it in it.
No, the car's not got it in it. No, it's the time management, isn't it? It just can't deal with it.
But saying that, there's still pace. Obviously, Sainz got P2 for qualies, and the car is there, but it's just not. I don't think consistently over a long period of time. It's not.
I think
it's not the one.
Obviously, Ferrari and Mercedes have now gone to these Red Bull style side pods, haven't they? I think Mercedes have been able to come in and immediately hit the ground running a lot quicker than Ferrari have.
I
mean, double podium. Ferrari, they weren't slow, but I just got the impression they didn't quite have a grasp on that package just yet.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll get a lot of data from this weekend, but I guess we'll see what they do in the coming races.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 2 weeks till the next one, so bit of time to
Kind
work
of,
on it.
We'll
see how it happens.
But another thing to bring up was, I thought of it myself, just
Sorry, mate.
Oh,
this is definitely something that needs to be changed.
I think
we'll all wear these next time because these are much better.
I think you've got some.
I think
affection
you need to not wear clothes that are so loose.
You need to not wear clothes.
I should be pre-warned for this.
Should we clip it onto your
First
chest
podcast.
hairs?
Bloody hell.
Clip it onto your cap. I'm not even joking.
Or to your glasses just underneath.
You having a laugh?
I'm not even joking. Clip it onto your cap.
I'll put it on my nose.
Put it in your mouth, keep it in your cheek.
No, fuck knows. I'm just gonna leave it. It might be a quick talking point here, but I only thought because of Miami recent Grand Prix, there's been a distinct lack of yellow flags and DNFs for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's part of the race, but I think people like seeing them. Make it interesting. They close the gap, see a safety car. Spice the race up with Verstappen 40 seconds ahead.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I don't think you need safety cars and yellow flags to make it an interesting race.
Yeah.
No.
But it certainly helps.
So, considering I didn't actually watch the race and I wanted to bring something to this conversation, I brought a statistic to the chat.
Lay it down.
I'm not entirely sure whether it's correct, and I'm actually not sure of the exact statistic.
Is it real? Is this a
but
real
no.
Have you even brought it at this point?
So, apparently, I read an article.
Hold on, you can't start a point with apparently. You should lay down.
No. Factual. The Formula One website says in 2016 at the Chinese Grand Prix, when Nico Rosberg had just won his 6th consecutive race in a row, that was only the 6th time in Formula One history in which every single car that started qualified as a finisher.
6th in history?
In history. Now I'm pretty sure it happened again in 2021, and it happened again today. So by my maths, that means that today was only the 8th time that it's ever happened where everyone who started finished.
I think it happened in Miami.
Yeah. Then there was obviously Monaco, but
people retired.
Stroll DNF. I think Stroll was the only DNF, wasn't he?
No, there was 2.
There was.
Oh, was it?
Was it one of the Williams? I mean,
no. I don't know. It might have been. I don't know.
De Vries or Sargeant is my guess.
But
yeah, Miami was the other one.
There's not much you can do about it. Whether the drivers are. It's not looking at my nipples.
Lad, you're gonna have to move it. It's.
What's to do with it?
You're gonna have to.
To be fair, put it just for now. Put it on the outside. Just these are teething problems.
Would the hat work?
Yeah. No.
Anyway.
Yeah, that works.
Sorry, but I can't take you seriously. Like, it's gonna be
It's
picking
like
up.
you've got a camera on. Leave it.
Just hold it.
Speak into it. Put
That'll
it on the bottom of your glasses.
Anyway, you're saying about Sargeant. I can't. I've got a fucking microphone on my head.
So,
Speaking of Sargeant, yes.
oh yeah, last place finish again.
Is he? I'm just going to put it out there. Is he coming back next season, or is he leaving this season? I just don't see it happening. I know he's a Williams. He's a Williams, but he's just not good, is he?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Any other team, he'd be out, but it's whether Williams have any other options.
Is he a pay driver?
I don't know.
We need to.
Do you know
figure
anything
this
about
out.
We need to make a petition to bring back Latifi, I think, because at least Latifi made the racing exciting.
What, by bringing out yellow flags and
By
red flags?
That's
this is
the
the
reason I
point
got
we've
into
just
F1.
said, yeah.
That's the reason I
Lack
got
of
into
yellow
F1.
flags. It's because Latifi doesn't drive anymore.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
Do you think we'll see him in Canada? Do you think he'll be there?
Mm.
Do you
Yeah,
think
I
he'll make an
reckon.
appearance?
I hope so.
That man is remarkable.
The
I mean, I
man
like
is
Lando
the man.
Norris, but God, I love Latifi. That man is exceptional.
Changing championships.
The GOAT. Goatifi. Anyway, so I've got one more sort of bullet point. There was the Alpine doing well, or semi-well. Because I think I put in our group chat that there was a comment from Alpine sporting director, Alan Permane, but he's probably pronouncing it wrong,
He's
Permane.
done his research here, hasn't he?
Yeah, I've got it all down. And he said, it's not the exact quote, but he said, you should expect Alpine as a team to be doing better than Mercedes in the next couple of races.
Rubbish.
Mercedes are now second in
Well,
constructors.
that aged well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Whether he was thinking Mercedes aren't going to do that well.
So let me get this right. They had one good result in Monaco,
Yes.
And he
just because
thought
of a
they were
good
gonna-
qualifying result in a track where you can't overtake.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he thinks he's better than a team that has dominated F1 for basically 10 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what he was going at. But I mean, so I've got for the race, Ocon qualified. I can't remember. In fact, he qualified 7th, finished P8, and then Gasly qualified P4, but then obviously had the grid place penalties, and then finished. Mate, it's in the corner of my eye, and it's doing my head in. But I'm going to leave it there because I can't be arsed with this. Pulling down. Gasly finished P4, but was it 3 grid place or 6? Because I thought it was
6.
3, but it was 6.
Yeah, because he
So-
qualified 4th and then started 10th.
Oh right, so
Right.
he finished
My maths.
P10 as well. But that's,
Did he finish P10?
they finished P10, yeah.
Hey,
I did my research, mate. I'm well on this.
you are well on this.
So,
You've put more effort into this than like anything.
what,
ever.
high school?
Yeah, yeah, literally.
High school, yeah.
That's a topic for another day, I think. But do we see the Alpines getting any better? But do you think, from what they finished P8, P10,
I don't see them challenging the top 3, if you could call
Yeah,
it
yeah,
the
yeah.
top 3, I guess.
I mean, so from that statement, you see them challenging Ferrari.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see them challenging.
No, but Ferrari on top 3.
Oh shit, yeah, because Aston.
Well, this is probably a topic for another video, but we need to talk at some point about the fact that a lot of people say that to do well in F1 these days, you need to be a works team. Obviously, you've got Mercedes, you've got Ferrari, you've got Red Bull, basically, and then soon to be Aston Martin. Alpine, Renault are a works team,
Yeah.
and they've just never quite been able to be at that level. You know, Merc have
Certainly
always-
not since like the change into like hybrid era.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they've always been kind of where they are now, and their 100
Yeah.
race plan to be back at the front is just never
Hold
really.
on, 100 race plan. What's this?
I kind of gave you half a statistic there.
Oh,
so
right, okay.
one of the Alpine team principals, I think,
Okay,
back
okay.
in fact, I think it was when Renault changed to Alpine. The team principal at the time said that they've got a 100 race plan to be back at the front.
Really?
And it's just never. And I think 100 races has been and gone by now, and they've kind of just sat in the same place.
What's that? About 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And when they changed to Alpine, that was in 2021 actually.
Was it 2021? So maybe a bit earlier than that then.
So they're probably about 50 races in.
Yeah.
But they've not.
No, I'm pretty sure he must have said it earlier than that then. Because,
Right.
sorry, I'm full of half
Just
statistics.
Nonsense facts.
Nonsense.
But you're back. You free in Canada? You not free in Canada? Are you here for that race weekend?
No.
Oh,
2
fuck.
weekends.
Yeah.
2 weekends time.
2 weekends time. No.
Are you
Is
here?
that what weekend of the 17th ish or something like that?
But I'll bring.
I don't think I am.
I'll bring lots more statistics for you.
Fucking
I'll do my research and bring full statistics next
Full
time for you.
Right. Jesus. But I said, well, now this is sort of maybe it's last week's news or this week's news. We're just saying about the works teams. Obviously, Aston Martin.
Aston Martin,
They've
big.
just signed with Honda. Or they're going to do their engines.
Yeah.
And I don't think Christian Horner will be too happy about that. To tell you the truth. But like, what do you think?
I think stonker of a move from Aston.
Is it 2026 though?
Big move.
The
2026.
engine? Yeah, they get
So,
the engine.
Verstappen came out publicly and said it's a massive shame that they're not going to be with Honda anymore.
Really?
Yeah, which is completely true. I mean, Honda have been like past sort of since the McLaren days been in F1, and they decide to leave, then they come back into F1, and then they decide to leave again. Now they're back. So I'm not surprised Red Bull started looking for other partners and then got Ford. But it's just it's
It's one of them.
just poor from them. But I think Aston Martin have lucked out.
But do you think Aston Martin have got it in them? That's it. We're saying from that, Alonso hopefully will stay in for another 3 years. Do you think they'll be able to make the most out of that Honda with obviously an aging Alonso? With the engine they've got, do you think they'll try and carry on with it, or do you think what's the plan for
I don't know
Honda?
on the driver front. I mean, they seem to have all the infrastructure planned out well, and that's all fine. But it seems like their biggest weakness, I guess, is what to do on the driver front.
Yeah.
Bloody Lawrence Stroll, I think. Because
Yeah.
as long as he owns Aston Martin, Lance Stroll's got a job.
I don't know, like if
I
they
think
genuinely,
it's got to get to a point.
yeah, if they become genuine title challengers, and Alonso is fighting up there with Verstappen and potentially Hamilton,
And it's
Lo-
clear from the statistics that
Yeah.
Stroll.
but then again, maybe not, because if they want a championship, maybe Stroll. We're yet to see this yet because he's never been in the position. He might be the Bottas, the Perez, who, yeah, he is good. He's a decent driver, but he's never.
He's shaking his head.
No, he can be good. He can be good, but we know he's never gonna challenge for that championship. So maybe he's the perfect second driver.
The reason
Tom's gonna shoot me
I
down.
would
Here we
say no is because one of the Bottas's main qualities was that he was consistently the second best driver on the grid, or third best, whatever.
Yeah.
So he was exactly where you needed him. Whereas Stroll is he's down here, then he's up here, and then he's a little bit in the middle, and then he's back down, and then he's up again. He seems to do just about enough consistently to not get fired from his seat.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
Monaco was poor, and then this race he goes and puts it in 7th. It's not a disgraceful result, and it's actually better than Alonso. So your attention moves away from thinking he needs to be out of the seat. It's got to be a very consistent number of poor performances for him to lose his seat, and I think he seems to be able to.
But actually, you'd hope though, with Aston being so high up from where we expected in the constructors, like Alonso at 41, is he? You'd think you'd have a semi decent like Norris could take that seat easily. Take the Aston Martin seat, but it's just he's just not. I don't think he's gonna go anytime soon. I really don't.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But
I think he does need to prove himself this season. And Lawrence, he's not stupid. Lawrence, he knows that if he wants to win a championship, he has to be smart.
He knows.
But,
he's stupid enough to keep Lance Stroll in the team, isn't he? But
but that's the reason he bought the team.
yeah, you're right, actually.
So, but yeah, to be fair, yeah, I've got just one more point that I wanted to make about this race.
It's not one of your dodgy facts, is it?
It's not one of my dodgy facts, and it's something I'm looking for yours two's opinion on this.
All right.
I've got my opinion.
Ready?
So there was a overtake just after the main straight, overtake in a loose sense, where Zhou got pushed completely off the track.
Yes.
And
by Tsunoda.
And he got a penalty for it. What do we make of that?
Well, we watched the because this was quite a hot topic of discussion.
Oh, is this today's hot take?
No, there was no hot take there, but it was. We watched the replay because we were watching Zhou's on board, and it looked like Tsunoda had hit him. But then you actually watch the camera, front facing of both cars, and Tsunoda, he maybe could have given him some more room, but he is defending.
Yeah.
And Zhou just, it looks like he hit him because of the sort of the jerk of the car, but he just turns it left to avoid Tsunoda. He couldn't keep it in.
Yeah.
So I think that's entirely on Zhou, I must admit.
Do you think? What do you think?
I'd just say like a racing incident, so doesn't need a penalty.
It is tough because.
Then again, it's aggressive driving from Tsunoda, and it's very borderline. But you're not just going to be like, oh yeah, here's the position. So I'd say racing incident.
Yeah.
I thought there was speaking of Tsunoda, there was some wonderful comms today on the F1. We had Tsunoda shout. It was Kimi Raikkonen-esque, wasn't it? He was shouting,
yeah.
just let me drive down.
Yeah,
there.
they were speaking to him on the radio. What about this balance and stuff like this? He's like, just let me drive.
He gets heated, doesn't he?
Yeah. And then there was the one with Max. I think he just sort of gone over the boundary three other racing lines 3 times. And Horner's gone. He's black and white flagged here, but he was so far ahead anyway. He just sort of
Did he get a penalty for it?
No, I don't think he did.
So he got the black and white flag. So he like fouled, I guess you could call it. You know, the amount of times you're allowed to. If he'd done it again, he would have got a penalty.
Right.
And then they're like, yeah, don't just bring it home. Don't do anything too risky.
Yeah.
And then he goes and sets the fastest lap.
Yeah. And then the other one that was George Russell. I think two or 3 times. I don't know if you heard it. 2 or 3 times he goes onto the comms and he goes, like, "It's raining."
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
He's like, rain at turn 5.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Is anyone else reporting rain?" It's either raining or I'm just really sweaty and it's sweat running down my face.
Yeah.
And
his race director got back to me and went,
yeah,
no one else is reporting rain. I think you might just be sweaty. But he said it like 2 or 3 times. It was
baffling. Idiot mode.
I mean, what on earth? What is he thinking?
But yeah,
the man's built different. If he's sweating that much, like,
that's got to be ridiculous team radio of the week right there.
Well, that's we did like a trial run podcast just to make sure.
I'm not doing it. Do you maybe start?
Yeah. Fire engine.
What's a fire engine?
Bastard.
Thank you for your service.
There we have it.
Right, let's cut in here.
Yeah, we're bloody car. Yeah, we did a trial run of the first podcast on Monday, was it?
Yeah, Monday after the Monaco
It was
Grand
the
Prix.
4th of June. What day is it? Sunday. So it's been 6 days. And we did a trial run, make sure everything was working. Daly was checking his microphones, his cameras.
Clearly not well enough.
Yeah, he's felt me up 4 times already. But we did a few predictions from last race. So the categories we've got are fastest lap, winner, loser, driver of the day, and what was the other one? Fastest pit. But I don't think we got the statistic on the fastest pit.
No,
No,
for some reason.
So I think it is a Red Bull, but we don't know.
Who wants to go first with their predictions? Do you want me to read them out?
Please just, yeah.
Sure.
I don't want to hear mine.
Well, we'll start with.
I know what mine are, and I know.
We'll start with Bolton's because his actually
Mostly
quite reasonable. Fastest lap, you got Max, so you take that one off. Fastest pit, you said Ferrari, but we don't know. But I did see one of the pits. I don't know, was Red Bull, and it was 2 seconds. So
yeah, I think that's probably when.
We'll go on that, but we'll try and chase up where we can find the statistic for the next
Yeah.
podcast. Winner Max, obviously. Loser Logan Sargeant, obviously.
Do we know that?
Yeah, no, he lost. Yeah.
Right.
A driver of the day, Lewis Hamilton, which you got correct.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
That's impressive.
That is remarkable, I would say. And
So
then-
what's that, 4 out of 5?
Yeah. So let's all have a laugh at Tom Daly's.
Yeah, no, there's the total opposite. I was being a bit more ballsy with my predictions.
Do you remember what they were?
Not entirely, no.
A lot of it was Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, well, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
So,
not good.
Not the loser.
Fastest lap, Charles Leclerc. Fastest pit, I think you put McLaren, but I don't. Considering Norris's pits,
No, I'm not rating my chance on that one.
Winner Charles, loser Logan Sargeant. But I think we all went Logan Sargeant for that.
Yeah.
I'll probably put that every week, to be honest. Driver of the day, you put Charles as well.
Oh, that didn't age well, that one, did it? So what, 1 out of 5?
That is awful, mate.
That is awful,
That is.
yeah.
I can maybe see why he went for it, but maybe Charles 3 times for no, mate. Maybe not.
Yeah, all my eggs were in one basket there, really, weren't they?
How unpredictable he is.
Yeah, that's what you said, wasn't it? You
Yeah.
said that, I'm pretty sure.
I
I'm
could-
going all eggs in one
I
basket.
could see a big weekend from Ferrari coming, but that's the last time I make that mistake.
I must admit, I've just looked at mine. They're not much better. They're a bit more up there, but I think I only got 1 as well.
You had Joe driver of the day, right?
No. I had Yuki Tsunoda. I was only going off Monaco's his weekend in Monaco, but that was I thought might see a bit of something from Yuki, but clearly not.
No.
So I had fastest lap Alonso. I think I went safe on these picks. Alonso, fastest lap. Red Bull, fastest pit. I had Perez win.
Did you?
Yeah. We got 4th. Loser Logan Sargeant, and driver of the day Yuki Tsunoda. Wasn't great.
So
I
mine
was
weren't
laughing
that
at yours.
ridiculous after
Well,
all.
Yeah. But I think I could have got the Red Bull one, so I might have got 2.
So yeah, 1.5. You got 4. I got 1.
So you smashed it this
1,
week, mate.
2,
Yeah.
3. Well done.
We're gonna do our next round for Canada. So this should be fun.
I'm playing it safe
Are
this
you gonna
time.
do some outlandish ones?
Well, we'll start with you, Tom.
Alright, so.
Wait. But we were gonna say that it's very new, this podcast. We did say the next couple of weeks or next few podcasts, whoever got the worst out of the picks was going to have to do some sort of punishment, but we've yet to decide what that punishment is. But
We'll come to that.
There's more to come.
We'll explain this. I mean, if anyone is still watching at this point, 30 minutes into this first podcast, thank you so much. That's a good effort.
So, should we do it by person or by category? Should we just do one each, or
Let's
just
do
want
by
to do?
category.
Right. So, fastest lap. We'll start with yourself, Mr. Daly. This is Canada. You got to remember.
Verstappen.
Oh, you boring guy.
You saw what happened when I tried to go.
Max. He's doing it as well.
I'm going to go Verstappen.
Alex. I'm gonna have to switch it up just for the.
Ollie's gonna go
Entertainment.
Sonoda again, isn't he?
Let's go Zach Brown. Shit. Just to be a bit.
Oh,
rogue,
there goes our monetization.
You bleep that out. He's the editor. Bleep that out. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna say Lance Stroll, but that's probably not wise. Carlos Sainz. No, that's awful.
That's
I'm gonna
awful,
put it-
mate.
Just to spice it up, we can't. Verstappen's got to get most of these.
That could, it could be Hamilton, mate. So,
It could be, but I've got money on Carlos Sainz, mate. He's gonna do it. Fastest pit. It's got to be. Yeah.
I'm going McLaren again.
I think that's a good show.
McLaren good at pit stops.
McLaren. What about yourself?
I'll go Ferrari again, since he's going
Ferrari. Because it was a bit of an obscure pick, I might just go Red Bull. To be honest.
Right.
Just-
Okay. Yeah.
Winner.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Are we going?
I'm going Team LH.
Ooh, Lewis Hamilton.
I'll give you £1 million.
a shake on it. Let's see it. Let's see it.
$1 million, but you owe me £1 million if he doesn't win.
What? Nah, I was never part of the deal.
It's all on footage anyway. So you gone for Lewis Hamilton?
I'm going for Lewis Hamilton.
That is. I wish it was, but I don't really.
Yeah, no, that's wishful thinking, I think. But I'm all for
He's
it.
got it in him.
He's got it in him.
I think he's got a
But
win
he's
in him.
good at-
Thing
Maybe
is,
1 or 2
Montreal.
wins.
Look at today. If Verstappen had engine failure or he made a big mistake,
Yeah.
it'd be Merc 1-2.
Team LH.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but Verstappen making a mistake
Go on then,
doesn't
so-
happen very often.
From last week, you're known for your rogue picks. Who've you got for winner this time round? I feel like I've dropped it on you there, so almost like I have to pick a rogue pick.
yeah. You're right.
Go on then.
Well, just because you've said that, Sergio Perez.
Ooh, I like that. I like the Perez.
We love a bit of Perez, don't
Ooh, this is tough. I might actually go Shaw.
we? Oh.
I might just go spice it up. And
For a
just,
win.
So you've not looked at how terribly I've done and thought,
no, I just think he's due a Max is due a DNF. It sounds awful that, but and Charles due a win. That's my only thing. So we'll go Shaw.
Flawless logic.
And then should I just write Logan Sargeant for all three for the loser? Or are we gonna?
I'm
No.
gonna go Joe.
Well, we're not including DNFs on losers.
we're not including
no.
DNFs, no.
I'm gonna go Joe.
Joe.
I'm gonna go Sargent.
Yeah, Sargeant, fair enough.
I was really trying to think of someone else, but no.
I'm gonna Bottas, unfortunately. I'm gonna go Bottas.
Bottas?
Yeah.
Mate.
I think he's gonna have an absolute stinker, mate. To be honest. Yeah. Driver of the day.
Well, if Hamilton wins,
Yeah, he'll get it. Yeah.
do I spread my
It depends where he will he. If he qualifies driver of the day, do you think he'll get qualifies driver of the day? Do you think if he qualifies P1, do you think he'll get driver of the day?
No.
If he wins.
No.
But there might be a bit of nostalgia there. I know he's not didn't win a race last season, but I think people might.
In fact, yeah, if he goes pole, he's not gonna get pole though.
No, probably not.
Driver of the day, I'm gonna say
Lance.
Get in the bin.
Latifi.
Get in the bin.
No. Serious face on now. I'm gonna spread my bets and go Alonso.
Oh,
The thing is, people expect Alonso to do good now, so I feel like we need to. I'm going to pick a driver that has got potential to pull out a good result, but isn't expected to do well. So I'm going to say Gasly.
Gasly.
I think if he
That's not
pulls
a bad shout,
like
back
a
in an Alpine.
P4, P5,
Yeah.
he's in with a shot.
Back in an Alpine
Yeah.
is not a bad shot. We'll have to do it to him though. We'll have to stick my boy Yuki Tsunoda on there. It's gonna happen. I just see it happening. That man's flying around.
Statistically, you'll get it one
Yeah.
day.
But so we've got our predictions.
Yeah.
We've sort of done our recap of the news. We've done our sort of explained ourselves, introduced ourselves.
This time in 2 weeks, just as a
Yeah.
recap, I'm Tom Daly.
I'm Tom Bolton.
Oliver Morgan. You can call me Ollie if you want. So should we wrap it up?
Wrap
Yeah,
it
I'm
up.
happy to wrap it up there.
If anyone's watching, thank you for watching the first podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to
very
try and
much.
do them a bit more consistently over the F1 calendar. Maybe some more things to come.
Certainly.
But we'll leave it at that.
Till next week.
Thank you
Till
very
next
much.
week. In a bit.
Over and out.
Bye bye.